Ever feel like you're just constantly trying to feed the social media beast? Well, today, we're going to break down a system that promises to turn you into a strategic content machine, but, without all the burnout.
We've all been there, right? You're staring at that blank screen, you feel the pressure to create something brilliant, something new every single day. It's like you're on a creative hamster wheel, and honestly, it is exhausting.
But what if I told you that you could generate this many ideas? Over 100. I know, it sounds like a complete fantasy, doesn't it?
Well, that's the pretty bold premise we're going to explore. A system that can churn out over 100 content ideas faster than you can even finish your morning coffee. So let's just dive right in and see if this thing actually lives up to the hype.
You ready to build your content machine? Okay, here's our blueprint for today. We're going to start with the problem, then we'll look at the engine, the strategy that fuels it, and finally, the assembly line that makes it all work. By the end, you are going to have a real system to systematize your own creativity.
So, first up, let's talk about the biggest hurdle, right? That relentless, and let's be honest, often super frustrating search for new ideas.
Look, we all do it. You're endlessly scrolling on TikTok or Instagram. You're saving posts that you kind of like, and you're just hoping for a spark. But here's the thing. When you use your personal account for brand research, your algorithm gets really confused. It starts feeding you this weird mix of what you love personally and what you need professionally. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack, except the haystack is also full of cat videos and whatever your friends were up to last weekend.
And this right here, this is the game changer from our source material. Create a totally separate brand account just for research. It sounds so simple, but it is brilliant. You only follow and engage with creators in your specific niche, and then suddenly, your feed transforms into this hyper-focused inspiration machine. It's just serving you the good stuff, a clean signal cutting through all the noise. So you've got this new clean fire hose of inspiration. Great! Now, what do you do with it? Well, that's where a smarter idea engine comes in. And no, we're not talking about your average run-of-the-mill AI.
Okay, this is the key difference you really have to get. A generic AI, it's like a massive public library. It knows basically everything in the world. But a personalized AI, that's like having a librarian who knows you by name, who's already read all your notes, and totally understands your goals. Because it has access to your private data, your strategy docs, your brand guide, your past scripts. It doesn't just give you a generic answer. It gives you your answer. The source uses Notion AI as its example, but really the principle applies to any tool that can learn from your own little ecosystem.
But look, a great tool is pretty much useless without a great strategy. I mean, you can have the world's best engine, but without a map, you're just driving in circles. So let's look at the framework that turns this whole thing from a cool trick into a real powerful marketing machine.
So it all starts with unawareness. Your potential customer doesn't even know they have a problem that you can fix. So your job isn't to sell anything. It's to be that friendly expert who just kind of points out something they might have missed. Think of it like this. If you sell a high-quality milk tea, you're not really selling tea. You're selling the solution to their afternoon coffee crash, or maybe the hidden sugar in their favorite latte. Your content is what shines a light on the problem.
Okay, so now they're aware. They get the problem, and they are actively looking for answers. This is where you gently introduce your product category as a possible solution. See, this is not a hard sell. It's helpful content, like how-to guides or sharing your founder's personal story, or maybe a video on 3 ways to beat the afternoon slump. You're just positioning your type of product as the answer they've been looking for all along.
Now they're in the consideration stage. They know what they want, let's say it's a coffee alternative, but now they're shopping around. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to prove you're the one. This is where you show them what makes you special, your unique sourcing, those secret ingredients, your awesome brand story. This is where you win their hearts and minds, not just their wallets.
And this is it, the final decision. They're ready to buy, but they've got those last-minute questions, those little doubts. Is it really worth the price? Am I actually going to like it? Your content here is all about building trust and closing that sale. You show them glowing testimonials, you answer common questions head-on, and you give them a clear, compelling reason to just say yes right now.
All right, so we've got the smart tool and we've got the strategic map. Now let's put it all together and watch the magic happen. This is where the ideas really truly come to life.
You know, this prompt right here, it's a work of art. Seriously, it's not just some vague question. It's a detailed creative brief. It gives the AI everything it needs to succeed. The business name, the platform, the format, the length, and this is critical, the entire customer journey framework we just talked about. The takeaway here is so simple, but it's profound. Great prompts get great results. Garbage in, garbage out. You put quality in, you get quality out.
And the results? Honestly, they're incredible. The AI didn't just spit out a random list of ideas, it delivered a fully strategic content plan. Every single one of these ideas is on brand, on message, and perfectly tailored to a specific stage of that customer journey. I mean, this is what's possible when you combine a really powerful tool with a clear, intelligent strategy.
But wait, there's more. Because a truly personalized AI, it doesn't just give you a title. Oh no. It gives you a full-blown production plan. Let's take a closer look at one of these ideas and see just how deep this rabbit hole goes.
Okay, now this is where it gets absolutely mind-blowing. The AI is giving you everything. The voiceover script, shot-by-shot instructions with timestamps, editing notes like use fast cuts, a prop list, and even music suggestions to match the story arc of the video. It even knew to add a call to action for pre-orders because it saw that information in another document. It's not just an idea generator, it's a creative co-pilot.
So is the AI just a magic bullet? Does it get everything perfect on the very first try? Not exactly. You need to think of it less like a vending machine, where you just press a button and get a perfect result, and more like a creative partner. It's a brilliant collaborator, for sure, but it still needs your direction.
And here's a perfect example of that partnership in action. So the AI's first draft for a video, it was a little too general. It was talking about tea bags, but the product is a specialty milk tea powder. So a simple follow-up prompt, hey, can you refine this for milk tea specifically? That's all it took. The AI instantly course-corrected and just nailed it. It's a dialogue, right? It's a good reminder that you're the artist and the AI is just an incredibly powerful tool in your hands.
So the system works. You now have a flood of amazing strategic ideas, which means you have a new and much better problem to solve. How on earth do you manage all of this without going crazy? Well, that's where the content assembly line comes in.
So the key to managing all this creative output is a simple 5-step workflow. It goes from a raw idea to a finished script to a ready-to-film shot list, then into editing, and finally, bam, onto the schedule. Every single piece of content has a clear, logical path. And this isn't just about being organized. It's about creating a smooth, efficient assembly line for your creativity, just removing all the friction at every step. And here is a pro tip from the source. As part of your workflow, tag every single idea by content type. This lets you make sure you always have a healthy balance. You can't just sell all the time. You got to mix in valuable educational content, fun, relatable posts, and those behind-the-scenes glimpses into your brand. That variety, that's the secret to keeping your audience engaged and coming back for more. And the best part of all of this? It's the scheduling system this workflow creates. Just imagine a simple dashboard. On one side, you've got a list of all your fully scripted, ready-to-go video ideas. On the other side, your content calendar. Planning out your week becomes as simple and, frankly, as satisfying as just dragging an idea and dropping it onto a date. It's the ultimate feeling of being in control of your content, not the other way around. So what's the big takeaway here? When we pull all these pieces together, what have we really built? Well, it's not just about some one-time burst of ideas. It's about building a durable system that makes creativity a consistent, sustainable, and truly strategic part of your brand. Okay, so let's just recap the core principles of this content machine. It all starts with curating your inspiration, getting a clean algorithm. Then, you amplify that inspiration by using a personalized AI as your creative partner. You ground every single idea in the solid strategy of the customer journey. And finally, you build an assembly line to keep the whole thing running smoothly, week after week.
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? The ultimate benefit isn't just about being more efficient, it's about being more focused. When your research, your ideation, your scripting, your planning, when it all lives in one integrated space, you get rid of the mental chaos of switching between a million different tabs and apps. You can finally get out of the administrative weeds and just focus on what you do best, being creative. So as we wrap up, here's my challenge to you. What is the single biggest bottleneck in your own content process right now? Is it the ideas? Is it the scripting? Maybe it's just the organization. Find that one point of friction, because that's your starting point. Find it, fix it, and start building your own machine. The tools and the strategies are all out there. Now it's just up to you to use them.